Hello, welcome to episode 1 of Legends of IdleOn. I decided to start a new character. I've been away from the game for quite a few years, and I started working on some of my other characters and figured out what to just start new. And I'm going to still play my other characters, of course, but I wanted to create these ones and play the game with y'all and see if I can learn more about the game with y'all's help. So, I don't know what to name my first character. I'm kind of in my little zone right now to think of what to name it. We'll go with this. And let's get a hat. It really doesn't matter. I think I'm going to go with a ranger first. Alright, so first character's created. I forgot what the little hats do. I know they all have some little bonus, but we get rid of them so quick, it's not really that relevant. But the fun thing about this game is you get to create multiple characters and you build different classes to different objectives. Like your melee characters will do your mining, your wizards will do wood chopping, and your archers will do your crafting and stuff. So as a new character, we're in our little world here. I'm going to change my server real quick because I always play on Ice Cream 20. There's usually not a lot of people on here, and if I try to do my dungeons and whatnot, I'll go to other worlds, but if you guys want to play with me ever, you'll find me on Ice Cream 20. Now, one of the first things I want to do is get myself in a guild, so I'm going to join. I'm going to go... Oh, that's not what it's supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be typing in this little section over here. Ramenation. Ramenation. That's my guild on my other character. So I got the little invite out. When I switch characters, it'll bring me into the alliance or guild. So next time we're in here, you'll see it says Ramenation under my name. But let's go to Scripticus first. He's always got some quests. He says, list of what you ask? Look for around. Or just look around you. The grassy platforms, the slow-moving clouds, the fact that the main NPC is a giant piece of paper. You're the latest entry in the newbie gamers. So he says, one thing I can say, get good. Now, I'm not going to read all these. There's a lot to it, and it's a lot of funny little scripts, but download the game on Steam or get it on your phone. So our first quest, we got to go kill 5 of these little guys over here. So we're going to get that done. So we come into this little world. We got to kill 21 of these enemies to unlock the next portal. So we got to get 5 right now. So we'll just punch these dudes to death since we're an unarmed archer. We don't have a bow yet. The game does progress pretty quick. It is a pretty good progression. Alright, there's our 5 green spores, so let's go back over here. Now, I'm going to try to get through all the quests and share all this with you guys so you can kind of follow along, and if you're playing the game, you can kind of learn along with me or play along with me or whatever y'all may choose. So he says, buy some tape from the shop and craft some gloves at the anvil. So let's go to the shop. I think we collected a little bit of gold. Yep, we can afford the tape. Here's the tape right here. There's all kinds of stuff in the shop we can buy, but we'll go over that here in a little bit once we progress a little bit further. Because it definitely takes some coin. So here's our little crafting. Here's our gloves he wants us to craft. Okay, we got those done. Okay. Defeat green mushrooms and reach the next map. Teleport here using the teleport in the map afterwards. So let's equip the boxing gloves it says to do. Oh, one big thing. Production. This will always be active. So always start your production as soon as you can. And we got 1 point. I always go for speed. even though it isn't important, XP works and capacity. They're all kind of useful, but I usually start off with speed so it produces it faster, but right now I'm going to go with capacity. I want to try to get more in between rounds than I previously have on my other characters. So we will be able to go auto mode now, which means we don't have to click on them individually, and he'll just go around, you know, Mike Tyson on these little shroom guys. You see they'll start to drop different stuff, like the little shroom caps there. Now, the items they drop can be anything from, you know, clothing to pieces of themselves, I guess, and coins and so forth. So the more that we collect, the more we can do. And all our crafting is going to be with like the little pieces we get from these different characters. So the good thing about the game I really like is AFK mode. So if I leave my character and go to another character or account, my character will still do whatever I told him to do last. And just build up XP and components. So if I need to get like frog legs from this map, then we can just sit here and go AFK and let them punch out a bunch of frogs till we have a bunch of frog legs when I return. So it's really good. I think I'm going to sit on this one until we unlock the next map. And then we'll go back using our teleport and turn this quest in. But we need to get some coin up. That's one of the big things. I am familiar with some of these quests. Like, I'm familiar with World 1 for the most part. World 2, I've played a little bit of it. I've never seen World 3, 4, 5, 6. And World 7 is supposed to come out in another month or so. So, there's a lot to look forward to on that. Now, these all have different areas. Most of these maps, except for the first one, have other things to go for. So I'm going to go down here and show you this too. Now, down here, we got this little tree trapping guy. He wants some stuff. So let's get him too. He says, want to trade stuff? I have tons of cool stuff. Logs, bleach logs, maple logs, you name it. If you want a stamp, I have one of those. Me and my sibling nabbed one from our dad before we left home. For what an adventure. Da 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 da. Find an axe to trade for the stamp. Okay, so we need to find what axe he's looking for. Now, the good thing while I'm AFK here, kinda, I'm just letting him do his thing. We have the quest thing up here. So, the plot twist, collect a copper chopper. So, I think that's in the crafting grid. We'll look for that when we get back to town. I'm still waiting for my portal to open. It'll say portal open, and it'll turn green. Because the next quest we get from Scripulus is the portal. Like, go to the next world. So, we might as well open it up now while we're collecting our frog legs. Indeed. Portal open. Hooray. Okay, so we got that done. So let's go ahead and teleport. We open the map. We're going to go here and click teleport. And we're back in town now. And we'll finish this off. You have talent points now. Spend 5 talent points. Now, this is something I do pay attention to. So I'm just for now going to put 5 in here. And we're going to make him a bowman. So the archers here, we have accuracy and damage, are strength and agility. So we don't need any wisdom because it doesn't do anything for our character. So I'm going to put 5 in each of these. And then we'll put 4 in here. Because these all... Okay, just to give a little bit of thing. This is HP. This is how much hit points we have. This one is increased base weapon power by 1, and this increases damage. This one here is our strength. Increased base strength by 5. Strength boosts your max HP and critical damage. And then the agility is increase your base agility by 5. Agility boosts movement speed and crit chance. So this is what we want is our damage dealing. Okay, so that's those. We got those. We have a little bit more power. It says, now let's reach map 3. Right after Froggies. And this is where it says we're going to get our class. So I don't know in here. We don't have it unlocked yet. But in here, see, we got the copper chopper. So we need 5 thread and 6 oak logs to get that, to turn that into the little piggy down there topping a tree. So we'll work on that as well. We need to get a little bit of resources up. So let's progress as it says. We need to reach map 3, get a class, and then buy some upgrades, which we'll find up here in the upgrades tab. But we need coins for upgrades. So we'll come here. There's some cool little cucumber guys that walk around. These are one of my favorite ones. You know what I mean? And this one, a little tip here. This is how many you got to beat to unlock the next stage. So let's have him go ahead and whoop some people's butts. And we're going to read through this a little bit. He says, quite a bulging sack on his back. I know it's an eye grabber. He was going to fill it for Atlas, but after he saw what Kratos did to him, he decided he'd be more obscure game for a while. The warrior class, and it explains the classes here: warrior, archer, and mage. Oh, and one more thing. This may say strange, but this will not be your only character. You'll create lots of characters, and you'll get to play every class, so just pick the class that you want to play as your first main. So I like to go archer first, so this is your crafting guy, it's your smithing, your mining, and your wood chopping guys. And then as we get more promotions later on in the game, it'll unlock more abilities as we progress that each one specializes in. But for the most part, I play as your archer is your main quest guy. He goes through and does all your leveling and collecting resources and stuff like that, and crafting stuff for the other characters. And then the warrior, he's going to focus on the mining, and our mage will specialize in chopping wood for now. So we're going to go with the archer. And then he's going to say something here. Great choice. Curious on which of these classes you pick for your next character, if you see what I mean. And there's some game lore. Just kidding. It doesn't have any. This game doesn't have any lore. So anyways, the lore master of this game speak of ancient land far beyond these lazy old blunder hills. In this crazy place, there are weird sub-mechanics and overly complicated gameplay systems, the likes of which some simple World War NPCs could never comprehend. The monsters here are even crazier and face something called pop culture, which assume is some sort of bubble religion in their land. Seen these with his own eyes, come back at level 40. Alright, let's drag our mouse across here and pick all this stuff up. And we're going to go backwards until we get to our zone 1 again. And then we're going to get our upgrades. Now we do pick up lots of stuff. You'll see here, we get like these bags, animal pieces. So let's open up this bag. That gives us a second bag here. And then this will increase our storage capacity of how much of each of these we can carry. So that's always good. These are gems, which is a pay feature in the little gem store here. So you can get those for free as you progress. So you can play for free, but I don't want to discourage anybody from spending any money. I may end up spending like the $5 to get the auto loot option, but I'm not sure yet. All right, so first thing I want to do here is buy this chest. Because we're at level 7, we can buy this chest now. And this is our storage chests. And as we progress, we'll unlock more chests. And we can have more stuff. So it wants us to buy upgrades. So these upgrades are really great for the characters. So I'm just going to put to the 25, and then we're going to start building our gold up again. So there's 50, and then I'm going to go the other 10 in monster tax. This will give us more currency when we defeat the monsters. So we definitely want that, because we can upgrade more of these as we upgrade, you know, get more gold. Alright, so now he is this. remember how to get absolutely owned by that griefer in World 4? I fell away down here. Let's not remember, when you hit the ground, you knocked off the orange gem powering the town's portal. If you were to get it back, you'd be a top gamer. That crystal needs to be returned. You've come a long way since this epic fall from grace. Let's take this fight the world boss in the main quest. So that's what I have to do now, is reach the main boss. So to do that, we have to keep running down this portal thing. So I'm going to kill some more creatures as we progress through here. And once we get to level 10, it'll tell me to create another character. And normally that happens when I start getting into the other worlds. So I want that to happen on this one, so I can keep farming these caps. Because I can buy, like, armor pieces with these, with thread. And we're going to need that thread to build up. So we'll build our second character. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with a warrior. The classes, you want 3 of each, so you can play every class in the game. And then the 10th one, you take the mystery dude. So we'll keep punching our way here till level 10. And we'll come back in the next episode with our next character. So we're going to punch away here. Let me know if anybody who plays the game has any tips or tricks, you know, cool little things to think about, how to play. I've been enjoying this. I'm hoping to make some friends and maybe play the game. Like you can see here too, there's while I'm still standing here, here's another quest guide. This is a lunch basket. What are you expecting? A picnic basket to talk? Crap, did I just say that out loud? You stand over here, goof, I'll blow my cover now. Get lost. Now craft the orange t-shirt at the anvil and bring it to him. So I can bring it to him and then I can equip it later. So I have to get the orange t-shirt. So let's go back here real quick and see if I can craft that orange t-shirt yet. And we can finish that quest off for him. We do need to get some trees, which is in that world we were just in. But I think it's only some thread. Alright, we need 5 spore caps to get our farmer's hat. So let's get the farmer's brim. This takes 1 thread to craft the shirt. So we got 6 built. This is why we built this up. But I do want to increase our inventory with those we have there. So you see we got another spot here we can fill in. And we have 1 weapon, our shirt. So here we can craft our shirt now, which unlocks the pants, which we need 5 more threads. We can't get those quite yet. But we can, 1 more frog leg, we can get the bow. Do I have any frog legs? I didn't put anything. 1 more frog leg. Can you believe that? So we don't have our 1 frog leg. One important thing to think about too is if you travel through a portal, anything you had laying on the ground here disappears. So try not to use like your candy and stuff in front of portals, because 1 misclick and you're going to lose everything. We're almost 20 experience away from hitting level 10. There it is. And it should come up here. I thought it said come up with create a new character. I thought it popped up at level 10. So let's go over here to this guy. We're just going to walk over here. We don't have to walk all the way over here. Anytime we can see him, we can make it work. So, alright, he says there's an orange tea. Good job. Actually, that's a great picnic outfit. Look, maybe we can just go for a quick bite. Wait, where's my ketchup? Where's my mustard? Kill frogs for condiments. So I need to get ketchup bottles and mustard bottles from frogs. And we still have our orange shirt, so I should be able to... Can't do that in combat. Alright, let's shut that off for a minute. Let's put our orange shirt on. We're going to increase our food capacity too, since we have that. And let's put our new hat on. Because this one gives us 2 strength, 1 agility, and 1 wisdom, which we know the wisdom doesn't help any. But we get 3 defense. Whereas this one only gives us 1 wisdom, which we really didn't need at all. So, now we know. Alright, so let's get this auto back on. We did collect some ketchup and mustard. I don't know how much we need of each. I think it's at 3. So I need to still find 3 mustards. They sure are dropping a lot of ketchup. I don't know if we can store those in our inventory, but if so, that'll be super useful to bring along later when we create our other characters, is to bring extra ketchup and mustard along. I think they all have the same quests. Normally I do the same things. There we go. There's our 3rd mustard. And a 4th mustard. So he's got to click on the ground over here. Let's go back up to him up here. Great, these will do for now. Now I need something to watch while I'm eating. On a count of 3, I'll call in some mushrooms for you to destroy. Oh. So now we got to kill some mushrooms. So he's going to eat and watch us kill some mushrooms. This is live action entertainment. So these are different than I remember. My other characters that I have different quests. Or I might have progressed through this part already. But I know he was asking for like a bunch of frog legs and cucumber slices and stuff like that. So to me, I think it's it might have changed, but it's been so many years since I've played this game. Alright, we're down to the last little mushroom right there. Okay, we got him finished. So let's go ahead and shut this off. Let's quit auto-battling. Learn to anything. That was amazing. Best meal I've had in ages. And yeah, I didn't save food for you while you were doing any of that. Come back again sometime. This pixie basket is filled with golden foods. I'm sorry, I wanted to pick these up. I missed what he said, but he said come back. I want to make sure there's no more of these drops over here. Okay. So we still have to meet the boss room. We still got to buy an axe, which means we still need to get some copper and stuff. So my friend, welcome back. I'm in a bit of a situation. If you'll care to listen, I could eat once it'd be brought to life, something or other. Every day I have a series of quests to complete, each one harder than the last. Okay, that's why. So if you start back for the first quest, think of this like a repeatable daily quest line. Now let's get on with breakfast. Okay, so we need frog legs and bean slices. So we need to collect a bunch of those. So we'll get those while we go AFK. Now I want to get back home to the start and go from there. So we've gotten a lot done right now today. We've progressed enough to get excuse me, some of the quests done. We picked up a few things. We got some clothing items. Let's claim these. Candy is really good for completing stuff in a level. So if you just click the candy, it'll complete X amount of hours. So like this one says, you get 2 hours of AFK gains for using this candy. And we're going to keep this food. So let me go to quick tap on. And we're just going to deposit all of this stuff real quick. And I want to keep this out for now. Golden food, that's a little bit of a tip here. Like, golden food doesn't expire. So increase your max health by 1. So we'll put this in here. I mean, it doesn't expire, but you never eat it. So you'll always have 5 in here. I mean, I could put 1 and it'll still do the same thing. But we have 5 of them in a stack. I don't feel like unstacking them. Let's get this guy here. Let's go to produce. Let's grab this. I think that'll give us enough to create our jeans. Nope. We still need 1 more. 1 more. Alright. We'll have 1 more in a minute. So the chopper, so the copper chopper, we need the X to show for him, which is 5 more thread and 6 oak logs. So in the next video, we will work on that a little bit and move on to these quests. We got the first few done, and we'll move on to some other ones. So I'm going to play a little bit, and I will see you guys in the next episode.